$300 a month? Your car costs much more than that. $300 a month. That's the number people usually give me when I ask them what their car really costs them. $300 a month. And I promise you, by the time this video is over, you'll realize that number is roughly half of what your car is actually draining from your life every single month. No exaggeration, half. For 25 years, I've sat down with people and gone through their real numbers, and cars have consistently been the single most underestimated expense in the average person's entire budget. Not rent, not groceries. The car sitting in your driveway right now, the one you've mentally filed away as just my car payment, is one of the biggest financial decisions you make every month, whether you've actually done the math or not. Here's where we're going today. The complete honest list of what a car really costs you beyond the monthly payment. The one number called total cost of ownership. The number dealerships hope you never calculate. Why a cheaper car can actually cost you more over time than an expensive one. And the exact framework I want you to apply to your own car this week. Stay until the end because I have a question for you, and I want your real number in the comments. Let's begin. Section 1. The story that started this. Alright, a quick story, because this is exactly how I learned this lesson years ago, the hard way. I remember sitting down with a friend, going through his monthly budget together. He confidently told me, my car cost me $280 a month. That's it. That's my entire car expense. I said, alright, let's build the real number properly, line by line, not just the payment. 20 minutes later, once we included insurance, fuel, maintenance, and depreciation, his actual cost was close to $600 a month. He just sat there, staring at the spreadsheet as if I'd shown him a magic trick. I hadn't. I'd simply shown him arithmetic he'd been avoiding for years. Not intentionally, but accidentally. That's how most people think about car costs. They're not dishonest, they're just incomplete. And incomplete math, repeated over years, quietly becomes one of the biggest financial leaks in an entire lifetime. Section 2. The payment is just the tip of the iceberg. So let's build the real list together. And as we go, I want you to calculate it in your head using your own car. First, the monthly payment. That's the visible part. Everyone already tracks that. Great. Now, insurance. Depending on your car, your age, and your driving record, that alone can easily range anywhere from $50 to $200 a month. Most people mentally budget it separately from the car, as if it's some unrelated bill that just happens to exist. It isn't. It's a direct cost of owning that specific vehicle. Now, fuel or charging if you drive electric. Yes, it fluctuates, but it's real money leaving your account every single week, and most people underestimate it because they remember one fill-up, not the monthly total. Then comes maintenance, oil changes, tires, brakes, and that inevitable check engine light that somehow always appears at the worst possible moment, as if it has a personal grudge against your bank account. Budget for maintenance even during the months when nothing breaks, because when something finally does, it usually breaks big. Section 3. The invisible cost, depreciation. Now here's the cost that almost nobody includes, and it's often the single biggest expense on the entire list, depreciation. The moment you drive a brand new car off the dealership lot, it immediately loses a meaningful portion of its value before you've even driven 20 miles. During the first few years, a typical new car can lose a significant percentage of its original purchase price simply by existing in your driveway. No bill ever arrives in your mailbox for depreciation. Nobody sends you an invoice, but it's just as real as every other cost on this list. It's money quietly disappearing from your net worth every month, whether you ever see the number or not. Here's the analogy that usually makes it click. Imagine buying a block of ice every month. The moment you buy it, it starts melting. Whether you use it or not, you never receive a monthly bill for the melting, but by the end of the year, the ice is gone. That's depreciation, quiet, constant, and very real. Section 4. Registration, taxes, and all the little things. Now let's talk about the smaller expenses. I call them small individually. Together, over the course of a year, they're anything but small. Registration fees, annual vehicle taxes, depending on where you live, parking costs if you're in a city, bridge and highway tolls if you use them regularly, car washes if you're the kind of person who actually washes the car, which, by the way, I respect. Let's count them too. None of these expenses will destroy your budget on their own. Together, they usually add another $50 to $100 per month that nobody includes when they confidently say, my car only costs me $280 a month. Section 5, Lostosakt, building the real number. Alright, let's stack everything together using rough example numbers so you can see how quickly this grows. Car payment, let's say $280, insurance, $120, fuel, another $150 for the average driver, maintenance, about $80 per month when averaged across the year, including the occasional expensive repair, depreciation, quietly another $150 to $200 a month on a newer vehicle, registration, taxes, parking, tolls, car washes, call it another $60, add everything together, and that $280 car very often ends up costing somewhere between $700 and $900 every single month once you honestly count everything. That's not a rounding error. That's often the difference between a comfortable month and a stressful month, hidden inside a number people quote with complete confidence simply because they're only looking at one line. Section 6. Why a cheaper car can cost more now. Here's the twist that really surprises people. And I want you to think carefully about this. A car with a lower sticker price is not automatically the cheaper car once you run the full math. An unreliable vehicle can easily cost more in repairs over 5 years than a slightly more expensive but dependable car. A vehicle that depreciates rapidly can quietly hand you a much larger loss when you eventually sell it than one that holds its value well. Poor fuel economy can easily consume every dollar you thought you saved on the lower purchase price after just a few years of regular driving. It's exactly the same principle as buying cheap tools that break after 1 year versus paying more once for something that lasts a decade. The sticker price is the most visible number. It usually isn't the most important one. Section 7. The framework. So here's the framework I want you to use on your own car this week. No excuses. Step 1. List every recurring cost, your payment, insurance, fuel or charging, average monthly maintenance, registration, parking, tolls. Add them together into one honest monthly number. Step 2. Estimate depreciation. Here's a simple way to do it. Take what you originally paid for the car, subtract what you could realistically sell it for today, then divide that difference by the number of months you've owned it. That's your monthly depreciation cost, even though nobody ever sends you a bill for it. Step 3. And this is the important part. Compare that honest monthly number with what you thought your car actually cost. For most people, the gap between those two numbers is one of the biggest financial eye-openers they'll have all year. Section 8. What to do with that number. Now, I'm not here to tell everyone to sell their car and ride a bicycle everywhere. I'm realistic. Most of you genuinely need a car. But once you know your real number, you finally have the opportunity to make decisions intentionally instead of accidentally. Maybe you realize you're driving a vehicle that depreciates unusually fast, and keeping it 2 extra years instead of constantly upgrading actually saves you money. Maybe you discover your insurance premium is far higher than it should be, and a 15-minute phone call this week puts real cash back into your pocket every month. Maybe you realize your next vehicle purchase should prioritize reliability and resale value far more than flashy features on the dashboard. None of that requires giving up your car. It simply requires seeing the real number instead of the comfortable, incomplete one. Closing. Strong, warm, direct engagement. So here's the real scoreboard. Your monthly car payment is only the visible tip of a much larger monthly cost. Insurance, fuel, maintenance, registration, and especially depreciation quietly push the real number to roughly double what most people assume, sometimes even more. And a lower sticker price does not automatically mean a lower total cost once you honestly run the numbers. Now I have a question for you, and I genuinely want your real number in the comments. Run this calculation on your own car this week, then tell me, was your actual monthly cost close to what you expected, or did it surprise you the way it surprised my friend years ago? Be honest, no judgment, I promise. And one more question, just for fun. When it comes to your next car purchase, are you on team reliable and boring, or team flashy and fun? Pick your side in the comments. Let's see which team wins. If this changed the way you think about the number sitting in your driveway, subscribe, because that's exactly what we do here. We take the numbers everyone assumes they already understand and show you what they're really hiding. I'll see you in the next video.